Hello, folks at home. Welcome to this, our inaugural coverage of the Scourge of Ghyran. Obviously, you can see to my, it's the other way around, to my,
This way.
this way.
Wait, this way.
This is my left, but it just depends
My
on
left.
how from your, it would be your guys's. Right, but it just depends on which way you're looking at the screen. If you're looking at it from the front or
All
the
about
back.
perspective.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, Saray obviously is here, and we are talking about Scourge of Ghyran.
Yeah,
Saray, how's it going?
it's going good. I'm glad to have the talk shows back. This is kind of a mix of Mondays in the Mortal Realms. We have some elements of Grimdark Lunch, so it's good to
Yeah,
just be able to talk and not have to hobby for
yeah.
once.
Hobbying sucks.
Yeah, hobbying sucks. We hate it.
That said, if you're new to the show, do consider giving us a like and subscribe. We're also our hobby channel, so keep that in mind. Opening hellos, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us. We
Yeah, thanks,
appreciate the
everyone.
support. We're actually super excited about Scourge of Ghyran.
Yeah,
We know that Grotmas was kind of like a big thing for 40k players. I felt like at the
yeah,
time, Saray, when Grotmas was happening, we were getting like little bits of stuff too, and it felt okay.
yeah. We got a mini Grotmas.
Yeah, but now we're getting like the full Grotmas, one faction after the other, 2 pages of rules. You get your. The idea really was that whatever you're getting on that first page is something your army might be lacking in good choices for.
Yeah,
So in that case, that would be whatever factions you play. I'm sure you're like, oh, I struggle to pick which heroic trait I want because there's like 3 good ones, but then artifacts, I'm like, these all suck. So
yeah, yeah.
ideally, you'll be getting some new artifacts in that case. Can I ask you, Sray, what's your take on the variant Warscroll concept? This is a little wild.
You mean so we're talking about the Scourge of Ghyran
The
special war
Scourge
scrolls,
of
right?
Ghyran variant War Scrolls. It's been
Uh,
it's been said that you can use either, but like, what makes this special?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of like that they're messing around with war scrolls. I think that's something we don't usually see, and I like that it's not replacing. Right? It's just giving a variant.
Right.
Um, we're gonna talk about it today. The Scourge of Ghyran variants seem very strong. We only have these examples, but I'm excited about it. I'm glad it's not taking away stuff.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of two minds about. I mean, okay. First of all, I'm excited about Scourge of Ghyran,
Yeah.
but I think that one of the complaints about Fourth Edition has been that the battle tomes feel a little light in compared to the Index,
Yeah.
and so, like I said, I'm of two minds. It's like I feel like these are great, but I feel they maybe should have been in the book in the first place.
Sure.
But then on the other hand, it's like
Right.
then whichever books get the battle tomes first end up getting power creep, and it's like I don't know. I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I'm excited we're getting it now, and it's for free, at the very least.
Yeah, and who's not like excited about a month of like some of your
Yeah.
factions getting released like once a week or whatever? So,
Hmm.
I think we're going to talk about this a lot more, like all the stuff going on with
Yeah.
Scourge Ghyran. Should we jump into an old favorite though to kick
Oh
things
yeah.
off? Completely.
We
If you're
finally
here,
have the technology.
we have the technology. If you're here and you're new to the channel, and you're not a fan of bullshit, big problem for you coming down the pipeline here in the next 5 minutes. So hang with us. We're gonna get to Skaven. We promise. It wouldn't be a good show if we didn't, not bury the lead, but rather, build that anticipation
Yeah.
of reading to you what you can already read on the internet. I know that's
Yeah.
why
Exactly.
you're all here. Okay, let's talk about rankings. So,
All right. So yeah, we've managed to bring the technology from the 40K Grimdark Lunch show. We finally got the machine, the list machine working for
right,
AOS.
yeah.
So we're doing a highly scientific. I mean, this is the list. This is the official list of best models ranked from best to worst for
Now-
all of Age of Sigmar.
Now, for the upcoming month, we want to do something a little different. We wanted
Yeah.
to kind of feature some of the models that are being shown in that episode. So today's Skaven. Now,
Yeah.
we're going to have some of the ones that have actually shown up on the variant Warscroll, but
Oh, yeah.
but also in addition, we start off here with the classic Clan Rat.
Yes.
Saray, is the Clan Rat the best model in Age of Sigmar?
According to our list, it is the #1 model right now.
There's nothing to beat. There's nothing to beat right now. So the Clan Rat
so it's
is
number one. I think Clan Rat's one word.
I think it
but
is
I'm fine.
too. I think you know what? That's always going to be a thing.
Just misspelling.
Which 2 words has GW made now 1 word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Clan Rat's #1. All right, what's our second model?
What is our second model? Okay.
Oh, Brute Terror. We're gonna be talking about this guy in a little bit.
Yeah, we are going to be talking about this guy. So, thoughts on the Brood Terror?
So it's probably one of my favorite models overall. I think it captures the whole gross body horror-ness of Skaven. I think it does a better job of the body horror than the Hell Pit Abomination. It's disgusting, and I love it.
Is this is from the new box? Yes.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. This thing, I agree. I actually really like. I actually really like this model a lot, and I've not actually ever taken really a good look at it. And in fact, I've not played against it either. When it showed up in the Warscroll, I was kind of like, "What is this thing?"
Right.
But it is super cool. It is super cool. It probably is my favorite model from the new box, and arguably one of my favorites. Is it better than a Clan Rat?
I think so. I think we have a new #1.
Guys, it's been a little bit. But
we have a new #1 finally.
Top has been supplanted. Oh wow!
I can't believe it's happened already.
Oh wow! This calls 6 to show up. We're not actually going to do that today. Okay, interesting. All
right.
right.
That's good for anticipation.
It is. It builds that. All right. Is that 1 word or 2? Brood Terror.
Who knows?
That's got to be 2. Okay.
It's 3 words actually. It's Uj Terror. All right. What's our number 3?
B-Root. Okay, so we wanted to not only include Skaven as sort of like a because it's science, so we wanted some objectivity, basically.
Yes.
So here we go. Let's have a little objectivity. I believe next here is
Archaon. Look, I play Stitch to Darkness. This model's dog shit. Number 5.
Yeah, it is for sure the worst one here. It's not going to. How do you even spell it? No, he doesn't have a R, right?
No E. C-H-A. That's Archon. There's an A in there somewhere. You know what? Who cares? It's the worst model. No, there's no E. Whatever.
Archeon.
Archeon.
The ever
chosen. The everlast. Ever chosen?
God damn it. All right.
No, he's not our strong suit.
No, definitely not. I'm the worst person to do this.
I just don't like this model. I'm building my own, and I'm looking for every way I can replace the heads. Maybe the wings.
I think there's just like good calls. But the thing about the Archaon model is there's like this like beautiful chaos element that a lot of specifically Sigmar models have, but also just GW models in general. I think the Mutalisk Vortex Beast is a good example of this. It's just like, what am I looking at here? I think Archaon pushes that. I think they push it just a little too far. I look at this thing and I'm kind of like, what am I looking at? But also, like, I don't know, the space, the way it fills up its space, I'm not in love with. I don't know what I prefer. I like the way Marathi fills up her space. I don't like the way Archaon fills up his space.
No, I just don't like it.
Yeah.
That's why it's the worst model on our list.
Yeah.
But also, it's a top 5 model that of all.
It is a top 5. It is a top 5. Okay, moving on. 5. I think I think we're going to another Skaven unit. Okay. Also, we're going to talk about this guy today. This is Grayseer on Screaming Bell. Not specifically that, not the Plague Furnace.
Yes.
How do you rank this? Is it better than a Brute Terror? Is it better than a Clan Rat?
No. I think this is our new. I don't hate this model, but I also don't love it. I don't like that there's not a clear way that it's being propelled forward. I think having a big ogre pulling it or something would have been interesting. It's a great Warhammer fantasy model. I feel like in Age of Sigmar, it's found a little static and lacking, maybe.
Yeah, folks at home who played Skaven, tell me if this was the case in the first or second edition, because this is a late fantasy model. And Saray, it was the case in I can't remember what edition it was, at least second or maybe first, for Daughters of Cain, that I think that cart only moved if there was units nearby it, and I'm pretty sure this thing had that rule up until fairly recently. Okay. So they did sort of have that rule, but as you can see, they've gotten rid of it. And look, I think it's fine. It's being propelled forward by magic.
Yeah. I mean, visually, it's good, not great, in my opinion. But I feel like once we get to the rules today, you're going to be seeing a lot of these.
Yeah.
Probably.
So are you putting it in 4th or 3rd place?
I'm going to put it in 4th for right now.
Okay.
Because I don't remember what 3 is.
So my objectivity pick was a war party on a Ragnarok. Also a late fantasy model. So I think that this thing is pretty strong. I think it's the only reason Spiderfang has continued to be allowed to exist, even as an entity in the game. Because I think that if it was just the Spider Riders, they already got rid of the one guy on the Spider. If it was just the Spider Riders, they'd be like, you know what? We don't need to keep going with this. But the Ragnarok kit is simply too good, I think, to get rid of.
Right now.
Can I be so bold as to propose it goes into the 2nd spot? Bumps the Clan Rat down?
You think it's better than a Clan Rat?
I think it's definitely better than a Clan Rat. Listen, it's got 10 goblins on it. It comes with 10 goblins.
Ultimately, it's not a matter of what we think.
That's true.
It's what science says.
But I think that
scientifically,
it has 10 goblins compared to 1 Clan Rat. And a spider. And did we mention the spider that it comes with? Yeah.
Scientifically, the base is bigger.
The base is bigger.
Scientifically, it has more legs.
A lot more legs.
I think that means it's number 2.
Ragnarok. Okay, I'm just gonna let's do War Party on a Ragnarok. We'll just do a Ragnarok. Okay. That means that Clan Rat, you started so high, but you fell so far today, Clan Rat. Oh wait, you're one word. This is it. So currently, this is the ranking. Now, tomorrow, does this mean that when we do the next faction, we will just jump right in here?
Yeah. We're just gonna throw them in.
We're not resetting. Okay.
No. This is the official list. This is an ongoing list. We're cataloging every Age of Sigmar model in existence, scientifically ranked.
So that means tomorrow we'll have a top 8?
Top 8, yeah. But right now, the top 5 models ever made in Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, the top 5 models. And most of these, not made in Age of Sigmar, actually Old World.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm glad we could do some science with y'all.
Me too. It feels good to get things done, get checked off the list. Should we chat some Skaven?
Yeah, let's chat Skaven.
Okay, let's chat Skaven. Here we go. Okay, so this was actually from yesterday. They have let us know that don't worry, they haven't forgotten about Age of Sigmar. Like it seems they might have forgotten about Warcry. It's been a couple weeks and people were like, oh my gosh, we haven't had any Sigmar stuff in a while. Then we get this. Now we've kind of seen this before. This was sort of already teased. A reminder of what's coming down the pipeline for folks at home. We know we're getting a new General's Handbook soon. We know that it's coming with its own objectives that appear to be coded, so to speak. And you can even see a mission card here in the thing, and you can kind of see that it's telling you specifically where to put objectives. It's going to be great when people lose these. Okay.
We're learning the wrong lessons from games like Kill Team. We don't use numbers or anything. We just use weird symbols.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I mean, if they take advantage of it, it's fine. I mean, they do have an asymmetrical number of, so they have 2 reds, 2 greens, 1 blue, 1 purple.
Correct.
So, I mean,
Something's afoot.
I
Yeah.
yeah, there's something interesting going on there. I guess when you're wanting, I'm guessing this is gonna have to do with battle tactics, right? I don't know if
Or the
they've said,
mission, or the mission. I mean,
or
like,
mission, yeah.
I could definitely see a mission with two, greens on one side, reds on the other side, and then, like you said, battle tactics tell you get on the reds, get on the greens, right,
Yeah.
right, whatever. Yeah, and to Nexagon's point here in chat, it does work in Spearhead. It's an interesting mechanic in Spearhead when you pull that card and it tells you get on this specific objective, when you can. And we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I think it also, listen. We know this is going to exist for a year. We know people on Etsy move fast. I think they'll be fine. If they're smart, the good Etsy printers already see these and are like, all right, I'm on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they talk about the variant war scrolls. By the way, used in armies of renown, but not regiments of renown.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. These are intended for the new GHB.
Yes.
Are people? Here's a fair question. Skaven players now have their rules. You're a Skaven player. You got a game Wednesday. That's tomorrow. You using these new rules?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think
everyone's
so.
going to use these new rules.
Yeah.
These seem to be intended for the next GHB. Presumably, that means don't use them with the current GHB rules.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's use them, but understand that these are balanced for the new GHB.
Yeah, and I
Which
wonder.
is kind of unfortunate because I don't think people are going to read it that way.
I don't think so either, but I don't know what's wrong with playing with them now, other than like maybe it doesn't, for example, the new Brood Terror was never thought of to be a bodyguard, or maybe he shouldn't have target priority, or whatever.
I mean, we're going to talk about it in a minute, but there's movement shenanigans that are going to play weird with field sergeant stuff.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in a second, but that probably wasn't intentional.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. That's this. By the way, did anyone watch these videos? This is cool that they did this. I wasn't super into it myself. Lots of times when they try to do fun, quirky things, I don't like it. I only like when I do fun, quirky things, not when other people do it. No, it was kind of fun.
Get serious, GW.
Yeah, get serious. This is the Scourge of Ghyran. Okay, so and then it looks like they're gonna have one of these. I'm not gonna play it, but they're gonna have it all the time. Yeah. Okay, so then we get the Skaven one today. There he is. I don't think there's anything super awesome to talk about here. They
do have the points at the bottom though.
This is pretty cool. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. Saray and I were talking beforehand. Here at the studio, this is a book that came out a little while ago. The only person in our studio that has this book and has it on his app is Brad. Brad did give us some thoughts to share today.
Which we'll share shortly.
We'll share shortly. Yeah, that's correct. But to be fair, these rules, you're saying that the Grey Seer went down?
Yeah, can someone who has the app tell us how much the Grey Seer on Screaming Bell is? Because I seen something that said it was 350, which means not only did the Screaming Bell get better, it went down 40 points, potentially. I don't know, maybe the points I was looking at might be out of date. But that's kind of insane, because maybe we should just hop into it. Well,
hold on. Before we do that, though, Nick Garcia Lab Rat for 20 months says, Brood Terror reminds me of my last girlfriend. Thanks, Nick, for being a Lab Rat. Thanks for the support. That is a rough one. I would not want to be her. Wow. Zing. Hopefully she's not watching.
Or hopefully she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got her.
Yeah. Okay. Down 40 points. Yeah, it's currently 350.
Holy
so
crap, that's crazy.
Yeah. And thank you, Colonel Panic. Yeah. And the Brood Terror down 20 points. Yeah, that's sort of weird. To be fair, though, they might also be using these to make some adjustments. Like, we kind of don't know that yet. When the rest of the points come out for some of this stuff, we might be surprised to see points have gone down. It's been an expensive addition for points.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a unwise decision when you're porting a larger player base from 3rd edition into 4th edition to say, hey guys, we're gonna end of 3rd edition had gone pretty big also.
Yeah.
To drop the game size and say, hey guys, chew on this for a year, then we'll start bringing points back. And I think it's a good move. I've always said I love the idea of playing with the size of the game as one of the ways to change how the game feels. And I don't think any of us really love it's really big and now suddenly it's dropped by about a third feel. But we got used to it, and it's kind of nice, and now it's building back up. So Matt Rose, he pushes us a bit, but it's good for us. It's good for us. Okay, let's start with the new rules, Saray. You want to chat these a little bit and tell me what you think?
Yeah, so we have the 2 new battle formations. I'll just read them both, and then we'll talk about them.
Yeah.
So Envoys of the Deep Gnaw. Well, first of all, awesome battle formations, right? That's like something you get in a battle tome. So
right. So sorry, real quick to clarify what Saray is doing here, right? Like they kind of said they're going to fill in what factions need. They're suggesting that Skaven sort of need a battle formation help, and I think that does track. Skaven battle formations are weird. I think both of these 2 are kind of interesting in a broader sense that does not focus, Saray, around building your being Skyer or being Molder, right? These ones can go, I have a mixed faction. I'm not worried about how many units in my army are getting that Skyer bonus because, I'm taking some clan rats. They're not going to get it. Bummer. Should I take, the clan rat one? What's it called? Vermintide or whatever. So I like this right out of the gate, these 2. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
All right, so the 2 battle formations are Envoys of the Deep Gnaw. This is while a friendly Skaven demon is within combat range of a friendly non-hero Skaven infantry unit. That Skaven demon has a 4-up ward. Each time you make a successful ward roll for that Skaven demon, inflict 1 mortal damage on a friendly non-hero Skaven infantry unit within that unit's combat range after the damage sequence has been resolved. So this is something we see with like Be'lakor and his Army of Renown. Just really ups the durability. It is limited to the demon, so that's going to be the Vermin Lords. Screech, Vermin King, and Vizek Scour. But, being able to throw a 4-up ward on those is pretty interesting. I think that is just good. I don't think there's anything special, like crazy to think about it, but it's just a way to buff up your demons.
We've seen this with Bella D in the past, over in Soulblight Gravelords with Wolves. This is it's a solid mechanic. I think there's one of my thoughts on this is an army that teleports around a lot, that works in favor of this unit. Being able to get the infantry unit and the demon together, where they maybe he lost his previous 20 clan rats in bodyguarding and needs another 20 clan rats on the other side of him. Your screen of clan rats dies. Now I can get to your hero. You just put 20 clan rats behind it before I get 9 inches to that. So I think it's solid. I'm curious. To me, when I look at it, I'll be honest. If I'm a fun player, a narrative casual fun player, this isn't that fun to me. That's me. Unless I'm taking 3 of these demons, maybe. But I do see it setting up a competitive play of, again, multiple of these rat demons, and then just as
Right.
many clan rats as possible. And then, you know, your Giselles or your whatever your gun is of choice. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I like it because no one likes to see their big model get destroyed in one go, and this just helps with that.
yeah. And you know, Liam points out that the Vermin Lords mostly already have. I think they have a 5-up. Also, if they don't have a 5-up, for sure they have a 6-up. They're a demon. Either way, I will say there's something just about a 4-up board that is you move into legendary territory. You know, if I'm sending, it's also because she has a 4-up invuln, but I'll send Lady O into a place that I wouldn't send a Great Unclean one. Like I'm
Right.
like, no, even with her 7 wounds compared to his 20 or whatever, I'm like, nothing's getting through her. No one's even going to bother.
Right.
And 4-up boards kind of feel like that. That said, you still have to fight the things, right? So
Yeah.
and the problem with the rat demons is that they are actually fairly killable, even with just the 5-up board. This helps a lot more. That said, it's also funny they do this. You know, they do that thing, Saray, with the dice where they're like 6 to 5 is so much better than 5 to 4. But I don't know,
Yeah.
man. 4-up board just feels insane.
Or board. No, four. I mean, with wards, the lower you go, it's exponentially
Well, it
crazy.
depends. Like, it depends which direction you're coming from. Also,
Oh
though.
yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, if you're coming from
Uh,
higher up, then yeah.
okay, let's talk about Gathering of the Clans. The next one. So this
Yeah.
is the other battle formation, and this is once per turn when you declare a redeploy. Pick up to 2 other friendly Skaven units that are not in combat and are wholly within 13 inches of the unit using the redeploy command to be the targets. Each target must have at least one of the following keywords: Verminous, Scryer, Molder, Pestilence, Eshin. After the redeploy command has been resolved, each of the targets can immediately use the redeploy command in the order of your choice without any of the command points being spent. It's good. Um, we were talking about how this is kind of interesting in that that's kind of an interesting rule for a battle formation.
Because CP expenditure, we were saying. Right?
Yeah, there's CP expenditure. This feels like something that would normally be a warlord trait or a artifact.
Yeah. We also were kind of talking about just like how many, what else is out there. Well, sorry, catches up for a second. What else is out there that's like this?
Ooh.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. You just.
Yeah, I was frozen. I see.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like before stream I was saying to Saray, I was saying, would you prefer this redeploy 3 Skaven units, or would you prefer whenever you redeploy 1, 2, or 3 counts as 4, which is kind of like what Doomfire Warlocks have. A couple factions, a couple units out there have that. I don't know.
I mean, I think reliably, I think it's a 4-up is very good, but this feels more Skaven to me. Because you don't want reliable. The Skaven shouldn't be reliable, right? It should be. It's always a dice roll, whether it's good or not. I think that feels, how that feels in a competitive setting. I don't know. I think this is still a fun, somewhat thematic, interesting play.
I think
it can be good, actually.
Right, we were talking about a couple of use cases. You had pointed out that it does this thing where you've got your little character, and I mean, by the way, like you're not going to have both of these effects, but anytime you're trying to keep a character near the unit, this helps with that, right?
Yes.
You ever redeploy your unit and get a good roll and suddenly realize, your Hag Queen is like, oops, now she's in a 7, right? So this is good for that. I also like it for setting up screens because now not just the screening unit, but the unit that's being screened can move. So even if you do roll, you go to roll for that screening unit, and of course you're going to roll 1, then maybe on your second, on the unit that's trying to get screened, you can actually get like a 4 or something and move behind the screening unit a little bit more, or just move back. Yeah. So I do sort of like that idea. I think it's probably good. I think Skaven players who take this will learn to play around it, and I definitely agree with Liam. I love, like we were saying earlier, Liam, I love that one of these affects any clan, and the other one basically affects all clans. Same thing.
Yeah.
Really, right? So, and the lore behind it, like you said, is very Skaven. The rules, right? It's them all trying to get further away from the enemy. So, these are cool. Skaven players, are you taking these? Are you trying these out
Yeah.
over your existing ones? If you're a Skaven player in chat, actually, we do want to hear from you. Please let us know. Are you are you taking these? Are you excited about these two?
All right. Should we jump
okay.
into heroic traits?
Heroic traits. So
Again,
yeah.
three additional heroic traits. This feels like this is what should have been in a book.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm glad we're getting it now, but this would have been great in a book, in the battle tome. But whatever. Do you want me to read these, or you want to read them?
We can go through them pretty quick here and chat them. The first
Sure.
one you pick during deployment phase, which is nice. This is sort of weird. So you give this to one Skaven hero.
Yep.
But then during the deployment phase, you pick any Skaven hero.
Yep. It has to have less health, equal or less health, though.
Equal or less health, right? And while that target has not been slain, it's a 13-inch bubble of 6-up ward for infantry. So that's clan rats. So that's good
Yeah.
if you're spamming clan rats. And then once it's been killed, then everything, all your infantry get +2 to charge. While they're wholly within 13. And again, so it's weird because it's wholly within 13 of the unit that has it.
Yeah.
But the other hero gets killed. So I guess you give this to a hero that is going to die.
Yes. That you can sacrifice when you want to gain movement or gain charged.
Yeah, I think you're giving it to the choppy guy.
Yeah.
Because I think he does a I fight, you fight with clan rats anyway. So it feels like it's kind of trying to get you to take him. So he goes in, he fights.
He's not a named character though, is he?
No, I think he's the foot character that came out like in 3rd edition when everybody was getting one foot character.
Oh, okay.
I forget what he's called. Claw Lord.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah, he's the choppy little infantry guy who can actually put out some decent damage.
Right.
I think you're giving it to him.
And sacrificing him. Yeah.
He's gonna die. Yeah, it's interesting.
It's funny because like you can put him out. We were talking about playing in Sylvaneth, and they're so good at sniping characters. You kill the wrong character in covering fire, and suddenly everything's charging 2 inches farther. Just potentially dangerous to yourself.
It's interesting. I'm gonna see if it shows up competitively. Our Skaven guy is Brad. It seems like a thing Brad might take. I could see Brad taking this. Okay, Flesh Melter is for Clan Molder. Basically, they get you're picking a friendly Molder unit within 13. Oh, it's always 13 inches, right? Within 13 inches, wholly within 13 inches of the guy with this artifact or with this. These are heroic traits, not artifacts. I had to remind myself. Yeah. And you're just increasing rend. Kind of hard to not like that for rat ogres, for storm fiends. Like, sure, why not?
I mean those are Molder, right? Yeah. We were also looking at
Hell Pit Abomination.
Yeah.
And the other guy, the new guy, right? Or not the new guy, the newish guy. Yeah.
Visic Scour, but also
Brood Terror.
The big guy, Screech Vermin King, has he has all the keywords, so you could give him.
Yeah.
So you could go to Rend 3, possibly Rend 4, I think, because of his Warlord, because of his abilities, he can add a 1 Rend, I think. So having Rend 3 or 4, is pretty good.
Just going right through Varangard, right through Stormcast. Yeah, pretty
nuts.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Put your put on your all out defense, and you're still saving on 6s. So
yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to not like this one. I guess Molder needed the help.
Yeah, we were talking about how everything is like you can take it on any unit. And this was like, no, this is for Molder, which is interesting.
Then the Doom Wheels and the Baby Doom Wheels get something, which is cool because One of the things you can kind of see that they're doing here is, yeah, they have these variant war scrolls for things that they're like, oh, these aren't doing that well. People aren't taking
Yeah.
these. We want people to take them. This you're seeing that here too, right? This is clearly designed for these baby wheels and big wheels,
Yeah.
and it lets you re-roll the random move characteristic, kind of a critical thing.
Yes.
And then when they do their like mortal wound impact hit thing, or I know the baby wheels do it on the charge. I forget the big wheel does it on the charge or does it when it in the movement phase, but
Right.
either way, you add 1 to the mortal damage inflicted. Hard to. This is good. If you love the wheels, which there's some Skaven player out there that loves the wheels, you're
Yeah.
really excited about this right now.
Yeah. Who doesn't like a nice mouse wheel?
Yeah, like
Um,
if you love hamster wheels, there's actually a battle. Not, I mean, this isn't a battle formation, but there's a
they have a
heroic
heroic trait
trait.
just
Yeah,
for you.
you have to build around this one heroic trait if you love hamster wheels.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. This I feel like this encourages lots of minimal units of these. Um,
It's
yeah.
passive. Yeah, you're not picking one. It's passive. So
Yeah.
um, I like it. The main issue this is always, of course, going to have is that you have this on a character that's probably going to struggle to keep up with the models that benefit
Yeah.
from this. So that said, they do this nice thing that you can tell Matt Rose is thinking a little bit about this. He says 13-inch for the movement buff, but 18-inch
Yeah.
for the damage, which is nice. Frankly, I think he could have doubled 13 and gone to 26, and nobody would have thought that was unfair, right? It's
Yeah.
just 1 extra mortal damage on the charge with these units, so I think it could have been almost anything. But that's always going to be the problem with this type of warlord traits. Like, hey, let's buff a fast-moving thing, put it on a thing that's not fast.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Skyer has really any. What do they have that's going to move fast and that's a hero? I don't think
Yeah.
any.
I don't think they have a character.
Yeah.
So which, hey, there's your next, like, what does Scryer need? Doomwheel man.
Doomwheel man, Doomwheel hero.
Yeah, Doomwheel man.
I don't know. Listen, I Skaven. I candidly, folks at home, I've played against Brad twice. I think since Fourth Ed has come out with his Skaven. I don't know if I've played Skaven in any competitive matchups I've played in Fourth Ed or any other casual games I've played since Fourth Ed. I don't know a lot about them. I feel like looking at this, the 2 new battle formations are kind of fun. I definitely feel like they're both kind of like the average Skaven player has a million Skaven models, I've noticed. You're going to try these out. Why not? They're so easy. You don't need to build. I mean, you already have all the units for them. It's not like suddenly go get this unit, right? Like the redeploy one just works with anything, right? Yeah, I know. Liam T, maybe. Though, again, my only problem with Pin Ticker, Liam T says, is 12 Doom Flayers and 4 Doom Wheels competitive now. Doom Flayers is what the baby ones are called. My only problem with it, again, is it's not, when you're reading it, you kind of get this vibe that you're like, oh, is this a battle formation? And you forget, no, it's a heroic trait. It's centered on one little fragile foot rat. So
Yeah.
that's the problem. I don't know. What do you think? Sorry, let me ask it this way to you. And everybody, folks at home, I'll ask it this way. You're seeing these, is it making you excited for your faction, right? If you're not a Skaven player. If you are a Skaven player, how are you feeling about these?
I mean, I think that they're fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any. Well, when we get to the War Scrolls, we'll talk about stuff that's very good. I don't think any of these are very. What we've seen so far is like crazy good. They're nice to haves, I think.
Which I think is what you want. I don't think you want, like, because I think what they want to avoid is obvious choices.
Yeah.
Right. Right now there are 2, and that's this is sort of the thing. If they're going to say, hey, everybody, you're getting 6 artifacts to choose from, well, you used to, now you're getting 3, then I want all 3 of them to be compelling, right?
Yes.
When you're, when I first started playing 40K back in 2008, 2009, you open up that codex. Every codex has a random different number of things. It's all over the place. and it's like half of them are total BS. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
I don't even need to think about half of them. Give me 3 that are not broken, but give me 3 that are interesting, compelling, fun things to play around.
Yeah.
And I think they've kind of done that here. And I think they've actually also introduced 2 battle formations that are like, oh, these are like maybe not what I'm used to. I normally play Scryer, I play Molder, but now I'm going to play kind of a mix of things. And yeah, I'll still pick Flesh Melder for Molder, right? Like for my clan, for my Rat Ogres.
I think it's Flesh Meddler, by the way.
Meddler. Oh yeah, Meddler. That makes. I mean, Flesh Melder also would have made.
Yeah, but they both make sense.
Yeah, but it's one of them's just correct, and the other one is
the other one feels correct.
Is wrong. Yeah. Okay, should we chat these war scrolls?
Sure. So I'll talk about the Grace here on Screaming Bell. Pretty much everything is the same in terms of the attacks, the health, move, all that stuff. The stat line is the same, but the abilities are different now.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll just read them. So the bell tolls, if the current battle round number is odd, add 2 inch to the move characteristics of friendly Skaven units while they are wholly within 13 of this unit. If the current battle round is even, subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by enemy units that target a friendly Skaven unit while this unit is wholly within 13. That's pretty great.
That's fun.
Right?
It's also fun. I love the back and forth.
Yeah. Yes. You get the ding dong, so it's different. Depending on the round, which is interesting. I don't think I've seen, as far as I can remember, there's not many things that interact with evens and odds of battle rounds. So that's kind of fun.
No, this is great. It's super fun. And it's not a roll. There's nothing you have to really think about. It just happens. You're just gonna know, right?
Yeah.
And
so that's great.
3's the weird round, right? Like, in 3 you probably want what you're getting in 2 or 4. So in typical Skaven faction, it still is depriving you of something. It's like you want the bonus movement in round 1. You probably want the bonus movement in round 5. In 3, you probably want the -1 to hit.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's Skaven. Yeah. I love this ability. Super cool. Okay, then he's got a spell.
Yeah, not through reality. This is a 6-up cast.
Yeah.
Until the start of your next turn, this counts as a friendly gnaw-hole for the purpose of gnaw-hole ambush, tunnels through reality, and endless vermintide abilities. That's very good.
Yeah. We checked with Matt Rose on this. It does not count towards your gnaw-hole total. So if you are maxed out on gnaw-holes, you can still do this even. Yeah. So kind of amazing. Skaven players are going to love this. It is a spell.
Yes, it is a spell, so it can be, dispelled.
It is easy to cast.
Yeah.
It is easy to deny. So
yes,
food for thought.
I think it's great though. Honestly, it's super cool, really fun. Could be
thematic. Yeah.
Thematic. I think you're going to see a lot. Well, let me finish this. Let me do the last.
Can I also just add real quick? I am a little shocked that it doesn't say, but if you use this as a hole, this unit takes D3 mortal wounds.
Somehow it's not hurting itself. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that this thing can be used as a hole and not take mortal damage.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's talk about Echoes of the Vermin Doom. Pick each friendly Skaven unit wholly within 13 inches of this unit to be the target's heal D3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
That's very good.
That's amazing for Molder. You've got your big beasts.
They already have healing, and this is just watching Meg play Beastclaw Raiders and kind of start learning how to stack all the different healing. You get your just so you're saying, you get your big beast down. Suddenly they're healing.
Deep. All of them too. That's crazy. So
right. Look across the page right now and the Brood Terror, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think we're gonna see lots of Screaming Bells. I'm curious I haven't seen what chat's saying, but this is kind of nuts, right? This is very good.
Well, it is, and what I think is nice about it is while the bell toll ability is passive, the other ones are you can only use once per turn, and this is the goal here, right? Is to get one is to compel Skaven players to take one Screaming Bell. Yeah,
I mean. And it went down in points, so It's 40 points cheaper than the regular Screaming Bell.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is like super good buff piece. This is gonna be the the Doom Death Star. It's gonna be this thing's buffing everything.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
okay.
Then we get the new guy, new kid on the block, Brood Terror.
Yep.
Again,
I have a board right
I've
off the
never
bat.
really seen this thing before on the
Yeah.
table. Yeah.
I think you will now. It has a 5 of board now, which is crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it has an interesting ability, the Lend a Claw. So this is once per
Yeah.
turn. So pick up to four other friendly non-Scryer Molder units wholly within 12 of this unit, not 13, weirdly, within 12 of this unit to be the targets. Subtract 1 from the attack characteristic of this unit's loosely attached bladed limbs for the rest of the phase for each target picked. Add 1 to the hit rolls for the target's attacks for the rest of the phase. That's really good.
It's super fun, right? They
Yeah.
basically take this guy's arms
Yeah.
and
Can
they
you hand them out?
yeah, yeah. I love this. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy fun. It's great for when you are hitting your opponent first with your first wave. Clan
Yeah.
rats. Although clan rats aren't molder units, but
It's Scryer Molder, so this is going to be
Scryer molder. So it's storm fiends.
Storm Fiends.
And
Yeah.
rat ogres and stuff like that. This thing is standing behind. You thought maybe he would have to countercharge. Now he didn't. He couldn't.
Yeah.
But he can help out this way instead.
Yeah, so it's like he's still a buff piece, even if he's
Yeah.
not fighting, which is pretty cool.
And then he heals D6 at the end of every turn, which, as we said, on top of maybe getting healed D3, plus other ways
Yeah.
the Molder has to heal. You need to kill this thing outright. Now, he's probably not too hard to kill outright. He does have a 5-up board. His save is only
Yeah.
5-up, and his health is 12, which is like 12 for me is I'm looking for like 16 when I'm like I probably can't. That's gonna be hard to kill outright. But
Yeah.
like still, like what's not to love
I mean,
about
this
this
guy's
guy?
only
Yeah.
210.
Yeah.
This is maybe 240. Sorry.
Yeah, I wonder if he's still a little pricey for 240. You look at his output; it's okay, but again, he's a monster. He does have, honestly though, I think almost what makes his output nice is the shooting attack. Is quite nasty, especially against infantry at red 2 there. So
Yeah, and crit auto wounding.
yeah,
Yeah, I think this is pretty great.
Yeah.
I think it being cheaper just sweetens the deal.
yeah.
I think these are the 2 premier things from that Skaven got, were these 2 War Scrolls.
Yeah, I think so too. These are really exciting. And listen, people, I mean, Games Workshop, we all know this. We criticize them for this sometimes. They're a business, and it's cool for them. People are gonna be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go buy these now."
I think I'll buy
Like,
Blue Terror now.
if you didn't have them, now you want them. That said, I imagine most Skaven players have both of these. So that said, yeah, it's exciting stuff. We did have you said you have some thoughts on Brad. Do I have that?
Oh
right?
yeah. So we're gonna telepathically speak to Brad right now. Everyone,
There he is.
hey guys, it's me, Brad.
That's his.
Yeah, I have some thoughts about the new Skaven stuff. Here's what I think. This is me, Brad. Skaven stuff is good. In my opinion, they fixed the bell, and I'm excited to take it now. I think the Brood Terror was actually a sleeper, but now it's definitely more interesting, even if the only change had been the 5 aboard. Blood of the Horned Rat has some amazing wombo combo potential with Vizek. I gotta get my new stuff painted up and get the rats back on the channel. And I think that's exactly what GW wants to hear, right? It's like, people are excited to play this now.
I was hoping you would go into like other stuff Brad said that was unrelated, like to like. By the way, did I leave my iPad there?
Yeah. Also, I can't be there on. I can't come to the meeting later today.
Yeah. That's good. I'm actually glad to hear Brad say that. He pulled. Brad keeps a lot of his armies here,
Yeah.
And he also tries to keep an army back home in case he wants to play. Him and his brother play, and they live together, and they have a nice game room and stuff. So like they want to get games in. And I think the Skaven have been that army, so I think he's been playing it a little bit. But I
Yeah.
also know he wants to do some more hobbying on it. And it's a super popular army. Speaking of being a business, we notice numerical bumps whenever we run Skaven or Seraphon. Those are kind
Yeah.
of the two winners. So cool. I hope we get them back on the channel really soon. And he's got this stuff painted up, so he doesn't even need to add anything.
Yeah.
I thought the last thing we could chat about here today before we say goodbye, and I absolutely curious about what folks at home are thinking. We know only a little bit about the new GHB coming out. They've made it sort of the case. Oh, by the way, Eli, the article that they're talking about is if you go to Warhammer Community, there's an article about the Scourge of Ghyran, the Skaven. Down at the very bottom of that article, they show the points just in.
There. It's at the bottom of that one.
Yeah. Thanks, Sarai, for posting that.
Yep.
So, how are we feeling about the GHB, folks at home, people? How are we feeling about this? We know here are some juicy tidbits. We do know. We have been told. One, there's going to be kind of like a new weird way of doing battle tactics, right? We kind of know that it doesn't seem to be like they're going to be the same. We know that
they've said as much, right?
They've said, yeah, of course. These are things they've said, right? We know that there are, as we see here, we know that there are, as we mentioned earlier, fun colored objectives. We can see one mission right here.
Yeah.
Grasp of Thorns.
Crap of Thorn?
Crap of Thor. I'm sorry, I'm kind of far away.
Yeah.
I don't have my reading contacts in. So we know very little. We've heard weird rumorings, musings, right? Which we tend to not put a lot of faith in here, but people have said, oh, maybe you can't charge faction train anymore. I think I've also seen or read that they're like, maybe endless spell or manifestations are going to cost points now. Which you and I were saying last night. We hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I think from a competitive standpoint, I understand why people would want that. But I love manifestations as a concept. Maybe they need to change the implementation, but as a concept, I really like them.
Well, I think what we never got, Saray, in the first year, is we never got strong competitors to Morbid or Primal. I think we got, I was trying to do Twilight a little bit with my Deepkin, and kind of thinking, okay, that's okay, maybe, but then you look and they're all so hard to cast, and you're like, why are these so hard to cast compared to a Flaming Skull or a Burning Head, or Gnashing Jaws, or right?
Yeah.
I think we have seen Crownspine become more popular. I know we take it more on our channel now, but I think other people are too, since the manifestation bonus to banishment has become a thing with the more you have out. But I don't feel like some of the other ones, like, again, Twilight comes to mind. Aethermag Machines, I think, is maybe the one that sits in the middle. It's kind of like, okay, but it's not quite Primal or Morbid. It's not quite Twilight or, Forbidden. We saw, Iron Jaws players using the bridge.
Yeah.
Like, really, I don't feel like they really ever tried to balance them in any way.
Yeah, they could use another pass. I hope that I don't want them to make them cost points, because it'll always be the first thing that gets cut. Exactly.
It'll always get cut. You'll always cut it, and because you always did last edition too. In fact, the only reason you took one is if you built your list, you're like, oh, it's 1920. Oh, that's okay. This thing's 70 points, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like the game is not really pointed that way currently.
And it could be that could change, but it's just not. I like this so much more.
Yeah.
I think that I would love to see a universal rule +1 to cast your own factions manifestations.
Yeah, and maybe if it meant for manifestations, maybe you can only cast them once a game.
Oh, I wouldn't love that, but also I don't know that I would care too much because often that's sort of what happens anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
nine
think the
times,
problem is
yeah,
constant recasting them.
yeah, 9 times out of 10, I think you're right. It only really most people only cast them once, but they can be a problem, right? Um, yeah, I think if I can cast a burning head or a gnashing burning head's always going to be cheaper than gnashing jaws. But if I'm casting a burning head or a gnashing jaws on a 6 and a 7, and
Yeah,
then um, I'm casting my faction specific ones on 5s and 6s. For a lot of players who don't want to mess around with like magic's risky, right? I think
yeah,
a lot of people will say, okay, I'll do it. I'll take my own. It's not
yeah,
quite as good, but that's okay because it's not quite as hard to use.
yeah. I will never take Slaves to Darkness
I
manifestations,
know, I
no
know.
matter how
I was
fucking
thinking
cheap
about
they are.
you. Yeah.
They're
Don't
so
roll,
bad.
but roll. Don't roll to bring this out. You could just bring it out.
I don't care.
You're
I don't want it.
you're you can bring it out and assume it's been cast on a 10. Your
Nope.
opponent can attempt
Liability.
yeah, new Slaves to Darkness. It's just a rule for the manifestations for Slaves to Darkness.
Yeah. Oh my
Um,
god.
you're like, yep,
I still
still
don't
taking
want
a
them.
cron spine, still
Yeah,
absolutely
still
taking
taking
a cron
cross.
spine.
I don't want this.
Yeah. Yeah. So honestly, manifestations are, I think, probably, I would say, Saray, for myself, what I'm kind of tuned in the most and curious about the changes.
Yeah.
The other rumor I don't know if folks have seen floating around that I know I've seen floating around is the not charging faction specific terrain.
Yeah.
We John and I played a game on stream last Thursday.
Yeah.
Not this past Thursday, but I think the Thursday before that. Um, and he had the new Soulblight. We were using the old Sigmar Mausoleum, as a lot of YouTube channels have been doing, to show the new Soulblight terrain because the
Yeah.
rules are out from the borrow box, the FOMO box, and I have to say that it helped me win that game. Being
Yeah.
him having 3 terrain pieces that he kind of needs, they're kind of
Yeah.
important for his army, all over the board, and me kind of pointing out that I do think witch elves and daughters in general have along with Khorne and not all of Khorne because they have cavalry, but along Khorne and especially Fire Slayers have we're a deadly melee army that can't really get into melee problem.
Yeah.
And wow, did this just help? Like just
Yeah.
being
Being
able to
able
charge.
to
Yeah,
slingshot into terrain is
yeah,
very good.
yeah. I think for me, I've never been super worried about that turn 1 alpha that people threaten. Now there
Yeah.
are things like teleporting chosen over, and now all I have to do instead of charging 9 inches into eels, I just have to charge 3 inches into a boat and then pilot
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? There is
Right.
that, but for the most part, that Alpha Strikes, they fixed the chosen bomb for this reason. Alpha Strikes don't work well in Sigmar for the most part,
Yeah.
and I often see that as a trap. If I can set something there and know my opponent's going to go into it turn 1, good luck, right? I could work with that, but having those all over the board like that, like Soulblight have, it's just it's going to be a problem for Soulblight players.
Right.
I don't know. How do you feel? Do you want to be able to charge faction terrain?
Um, I guess I don't. I'm kind of neutral on it.
Yeah.
Um, I think you're right. It can be a problem for factions that really need it. And we're seeing like the two armies you're talking about, Soulblight and Sylvaneth.
Presumably might be Nighthaunt. Might be the case with
Yeah,
Nighthaunt as well coming up. Yeah.
I don't know. Is that something you balance off of? Because not every faction is going to have or even take terrain. Um, so is it just
Yeah.
putting them at a disadvantage? But also, Sylvaneth and Soulblight terrain are better. they're actually functional to the army. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
So, yeah, good point, right? Like you should be able to fix these problems
Yeah.
is charging. For me, I'm not sure. I think I don't care. I I worry for Soulblight players and presumably Nighthaunt players.
Yeah.
Sylvaneth players can keep bringing them back.
Goldblight cannot.
Soulblight, I don't think can anyway.
Just make him stronger. Just give him 30 wounds.
They're what 8 wounds with a 4-up save and a 6-up ward, I think.
Something like that. Just make him tougher. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. If you can't charge faction terrain, can you also not charge immobile manifestations?
Right. It becomes the same problem.
Yeah, or is that different? Because you summon that and you got to pick.
You can banish them, right?
You can banish them yourself. There's all kinds of ways. It's a little different, maybe, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's sort of, I guess, what I'm honed in on as a YouTube channel, where I set up a lot of the games, regardless of if I'm playing on them or producing or maybe not even there. I can say for sure I'm excited for new battle plans.
Yeah.
I like our battle plans. I think every time battle plans get released or missions for 40K or AOS, you're always kind of looking and you're going, and I've been part of this process now for multiple years on different YouTube channels, right? And you're finding out quick that there are, there's 2 types of battle plans, 3 types of battle plans. There's the ones that work, the ones that that really nobody wants to play, and then there's this unique third element that's like, it's actually extra bad for streams. We really don't want to deal with it on stream.
Right.
Star Strike, I almost never. Vice is fun as hell, but I almost never pull it up for us because it's just we're removing these objectives, and
it's a pain.
It's a pain. And then the third one is there's one more we don't really like. What is it? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Star Strike is a problem. I didn't think it was until Meg and I played a test game with it one day. I think she was practicing Beastclaw Raiders, and one objective showed up, and it was like an 11, so it was like 7.5 inches from one board, and then the other ones went away because they landed on terrain. And it was like, okay, there's one objective all the way on one side of the board. It was the game was over. We just called it because couldn't get to it. That's okay. I'm curious to see. I think we had a good rate this year, but we also had favorite missions from the past picked out.
Yes. So I definitely want to see new battle plans.
New battle plans.
I think I also want to see. I think new battle tactics are going to have to come. I think that's. I mean, we know that that's almost certainly happening with what they've shown off.
Mm.
I also want to see. I totally lost my train of thought. Are you still there, Zach?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You froze on my screen for a second.
No, I was just.
Just standing very still. Sorry. Keep talking. I totally had a brain fart.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just end the show. All right, bye everybody. No.
Yeah.
I think that.
Honor Guard. Honor Guard's gonna have to go away, right? Probably gonna go away. They've
Meg was
implied
asking
that.
this, right? Yeah. That's absolutely a rule for the current General's Handbook. Presumably, if past edition, from my experience, I've only played in 3rd edition, and now 4th, that will go away, and we'll get new rules, right? So that remains sort of to be seen. But yeah, I'm kind of okay with the Honor Guard rules going away. I don't know about how you feel about them, Saray. I never.
I don't hate them.
I don't hate them, for sure. I think I never quite. I don't know. I mean, I'd forget them. I still feel like I'm trying new things out with them, and I think that's good. I think that's a good sign.
I think that's good.
But I think because of that, to some extent, I never got quite a good run with one. And I couldn't look back and go, man, that time I was using my Dreadscythe Harridans and giving 20 Dreadscythe Harridans anti-infantry, that was awesome. Like,
I mean, I know for sure Bodyguard has been very good.
Bodyguard has been a problem. People love their. I did try the Lady
Backing,
O Tomb Banshee Bodyguard with the little foot character guarding the scarier character or
yeah,
whatever. Um, I for me, I Field Sergeant for Daughters. I know Daughters were one of the armies that really should have benefited from that. I felt like I was just paying a tax to get that Field Sergeant.
right.
And they even when they made High Gladiatrix cheaper, I was just like, I just don't want to take another High Gladiatrix like inside of a
Right.
unit. So I I'd give them, when I look back at all of the seasonal rules, I'd give
Yeah.
these ones kind of like for me they've been not if I ranked them, what I've played now 4 seasons of Sigmar, these might be last for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I quite liked Crazy Magic season that we had last year with the crazy spells and the wild magic dice and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was fun.
We
I
had
think
a lot of
I like.
wild moments with that. Yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
I do like the reliability of just choosing something.
Same.
But yeah, I'm curious where they're gonna go. It's supposed to be Ghyran. So what is Ghyran? Is the realm of life,
Yeah.
jade magic. So are we gonna
Healing.
get random healing? What is thematic?
Yeah. Okay. Did
All right.
did we do it today? Are we
I think we did it.
can we go back to bed now?
Yeah.
At 10:09 a.m. Pacific
See
time?
you guys in 11 hours or 23 hours.
Yeah. We will be back tomorrow. Did they say what faction's happening tomorrow?
They did not. We know what it is, but we can't say.
Yeah, yeah. That's fun. Big thanks to our mandrills as always.
Hit the mandrills button.
Mandrills button. Yeah. Saray and I will be back tomorrow at the same time talking about the next faction that's coming out. And we're gonna do this all month long. So
Yeah, you're gonna be seeing a lot of us.
yeah. So get used to it, nerds. Did we do it, Saray?
We did it.
We did. All right, folks at home. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves. Always be creating. See you tomorrow.